Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. To continue the methods of allocation service department cost to production department cost, we reach to reciprocal method, the last method here with us. The reciprocal method will allocate service department cost reciprocally. We mean that we have here in our example cafeteria department and custodial departments. These two departments are service department costs that support production departments. Okay, service department cost, service department cafeteria have a cost, and service department custodial has a cost. These two costs will be allocated to production departments, machining and assembly, like this. First, cafeteria and custodial will allocate cost to each other. Then we mean that cafeteria will allocate cost to custodial, will allocate cost to machining, will allocate cost to assembly, and custodial will allocate cost to cafeteria and to machining and to assembly. Then we have here cafeteria will allocate cost to custodial, will allocate cost to machining, will allocate cost to assembly, and custodial will allocate cost to cafeteria, will allocate cost to machining, will allocate cost to assembly. Then this method differ from step down method, that step down only goes at one side and not go backward in the other side. Will go in one side only and not go in the other side. In the previous example, we see that cafeteria first give its cost or allocate its cost to custodial, then custodial don't allocate its cost to cafeteria. Cafeteria first begin to allocate cost to custodial, then custodial can't allocate its cost to cafeteria because the step down method prohibit that. Okay, here in the reciprocal method, which is more precise, we will allocate cost from cafeteria and allocate cost from custodial, then from cafeteria to custodial, and from custodial to cafeteria. Here we can see our example, the previous example. We'll continue with the same example for comparison. We have here the same data. We'll use the same data used in the previous examples. We have service departments, two service departments, cafeteria and custodial, and we have two production departments, machining and assembly. We have 360,000 cost of cafeteria before allocation, before we allocate cost, 90,000 for custodial, 400,000 for machining, and 700,000 for assembly. Okay, the allocation base, cafeteria will allocate its cost according to number of employees. Here we have number of employees. We have in custodial 10, here 20 for machining and 30 for assembly, and we have custodial allocation base as square feet scenario. Okay, we have here 5,000 square feet for cafeteria and 25,000 and 50,000 for assembly. How we can allocate cost? We must start with this equation. We have steps. First, we want to establish equations here, two equations for two service departments, the custodial and the cafeteria departments. Here we can see that custodial department receives 1/6 of cafeteria cost. Okay, 1/6 of cafeteria costs will receive by custodial department, and 1/16 of custodial cost will receive by cafeteria department. How we calculate that? We divide 10 employees. We have 10 employees where we have 10 employees in custodial department divided by 10 employees in custodial, 20 in machining, and 30 in assembly. Here we have 10 here and we have 20 here, and we have 30 here. We use these costs or these employee numbers to allocate cost. We have here 10 in custodial divided by 10 in custodial, 20 in 20 in machining, and 30 in assembly. 1 by 6. Okay, of cafeteria costs, which is 10 divided by 10 plus 20 plus 30, 10 divided by 60. And we have cafeteria departments will receive 1 by 16 of custodial department cost. How we know that? We know that cafeteria department, its area is 5,000 square feet, and the area of other departments is 25,000 and 50,000. Then we have 5,000 of cafeteria, 25,000 of machining, and 50,000 of assembly, which is 80,000. 5,000 divided by 80,000, we have 1 by 16, or 1 divided by 16 of custodial cost will receive for, or cafeteria department will receive. Okay, we noted that here and here we don't, here for custodial department we don't add 15 here. This is for cafeteria, and cafeteria don't allocate cost to itself. Then we don't use 15 in the formula for allocating cost from cafeteria to custodial. And here we don't use 2,000, which is the area of custodial, in the allocation equation, because custodial don't allocate cost to itself. Then we have here only 5,000 divided by 5,000, 25,000, 50,000. Here the other departments, cafeteria and machining and assembly. Then total cost of each service department is equal to direct cost of that department plus cost allocated to that department. We mean that the total cost of custodial, CU, is an abbreviation of custodial, and CA the abbreviation of cafeteria. Okay, CU, custodial department, total cost of custodial department equals to 90,000. 90,000 its own cost here. 90,000 its own cost, okay, plus 1 by 6 of cafeteria, 1 by 6 of cafeteria cost, okay. And we have here cafeteria cost is 360,000 plus 1 by 16 of custodial cost, 1 by 16 of custodial cost here, and 360,000 is its own cost. Okay, then we have this total cost, this total cost. We can here solve these two equations in two unknowns. Here I have two unknowns, CU and CA. Okay, we want to solve these two equations in two unknowns. Then two equations and two unknowns are solved by substitution. We have a substitution method for solving. CA equals to here 360,000, okay, 360,000 plus 1 by 16, okay, multiply by what? Multiply by these all here, CU. We substitute CU in the equation and we put this, okay, instead of CU. We substitute CU with 90,000 plus 1 by 6 CA. Okay, the result of this equation is 369,474. This is rounded. How we can reach to that? We have here CA equals to 360,000, which is this, plus 1 by 16 multiplied by 90, which is 5,625, plus 1 by 16 multiplied by 1 by 6 CA, which is 1 by 96 CA. Then we have here 360,000 plus 5,625. Here we add these two amounts, we reach to 365,625. Okay. Then we subtract CA, which is 1, minus, we convert the plus to minus, and we have CA minus 1 by 96 CA equals to 365,625. Okay. 1 here minus 1 by 96 equals to 95 divided by 96 CA. Then we have to multiply by the reciprocal of this ratio. We have here CA equals to 365,625 multiplied by 96 divided by 95. Okay, the reciprocal of this here. The answer is rounded 369,474, which is here we reach the answer here. Okay, we have to substitute this CA in where CA will substitute this unknown by this amount. We have CU equals to 90,000, here 90,000 plus 1 by 6 multiply by what this figure or this amount substitute here. We will have 151,579. This is the total cost of CU, and the total cost of CA is this figure. Okay, good. Go, and we here to start to allocate the cafeteria department to custodial machining assembly and custodial to machining cafeteria and assembly. We have here, first of all, we can start with cafeteria. Cafeteria total cost of cafeteria is 369,474 multiply by, here we have 10 employees, here we have 20 employees, here we have 30 employees. From the question we have 10 for custodial divided by 60, we have 61,579 the allocated cost from cafeteria to custodial, and we have the allocated cost 369,474 multiplied by 20 divided by 60. 20 is the number of employees of machining, which is result in 123,158, and the rest of this amount is for assembly, which is 30 divided by 60, which will have 184,737. Okay. To allocate cafeteria department, custodial department to cafeteria machining and assembly. First, custodial to cafeteria. Custodial has a cost of 151,579, which is the summation of these two amounts. Okay, here we have this amount. We will allocate it to cafeteria. Cafeteria has area of 5,000 square feet divided by the total area of the three departments, cafeteria, machining, and assembly. Note that, remember that we don't allocate the own cost of custodial to itself. Okay, then 5,000 plus 25,000 plus 50,000 we have 80,000. 5,000 divided by 80,000, we have 9,474 allocated for cafeteria. 5,000 is the area of cafeteria, and we have allocation of custodial cost, total cost, to machining. 25,000 divided by 80,000, we have 47,368, and the allocation of custodial cost, total custodial cost, to assembly. Assembly has an area of 50,000 divided by the total area of cafeteria, machining, and assembly. We have 80,000. 5,000 divided by 80,000 multiplied by the total cost of custodial. We have 94,737 for for assembly. Then the total cost of machining will be 400 plus 123,158 plus 47,368, which will be 570,526, and the total cost in the summation of these three amounts, which will be 979,474. The total cost of all departments after allocation will be the same for all departments before allocation. Here, to compare between three methods, we allocate the cost for machining departments and the assembly departments. The total cost after allocation for machining and assembly according to direct method is here, and for step down is here, and for reciprocal is here. This is a summary for our example. You notice that the differences between the methods is minimal, and we can say that most companies prefer direct method for simplicity because it's simple and because the differences mostly will be minimal. This to conclude our methods of allocating service departments cost to production departments and manufacturing companies. Thank you.